Good morning, guys. Happy Friday. A little life in NorCal small town news for you this morning. Right now, what we are going to do is highlight the Loomis Town Council March meeting, which one of the big topic items for discussion was the referendum for petitions regarding the village at Loomis. Some key things you should keep in the back of your mind. The referendum petitions against Ordinances 275 and 276 were not only verified by the Placer County Elections Office, the town attorney also took the time to verify the petitions, and he determined that they were in substantial compliance with legal requirements. Therefore, Ordinances 275 and 276 are currently suspended. Right now, the Town Council has two options to review and consider. One is to repeal the Ordinances 275 and 276 entirely and refrain from enacting the same ordinances again for 1 year. Or two, submit ordinances to the voters for a popular vote. It was voted unanimously for a June 18th a special election to take place for the town of Loomis to be able to have the final say in whether or not the ordinances 275 and 276 should either remain in place or be repealed. What does voting on these ordinances mean exactly? If a majority of the registered voters in the town of Loomis vote against the ordinances 275 and 276, it cannot be enacted again for 1 year after the date of its defeat. At the end of the day, the registered voters of the town of Loomis have the final say. On the ballot, the questions will be, should the ordinances 275 and 276 be adopted? If you are for the currently proposed village project, then you would vote yes to adopt ordinances 275 and 276. If you are against the currently proposed village development project, then you would vote no to not approve ordinances 275 and 276. Councilman Jeff Duncan did have a follow-up question for the town attorney. He wanted to know if ordinances 275 and 276 were repealed. Does that mean the resolutions that were approved that meeting are also repealed? The resolutions changing the general plan were not included in the referendum petitions. Therefore, the adopted resolutions changing the general plan will remain in effect. So it's important to ask, what does this mean for the town of Loomis? The state law right now, California state law, does not allow a conflict between the general plan and zoning law. Therefore, if the town votes no to adopt ordinances 275 and 276, the general plan would then not be consistent with the zoning, which means the town or the developer has two choices: to A, either request the zoning to be updated, or B, ask for the general plan to go back to what it was before the resolutions. If the referendum is successful, the developer or the town would need to rectify the conflict between the general plan and the zoning code before anything can be built. Additionally, the developer would not be able to request similar zoning for at least a year if the ordinance is repealed. After the town attorney addressed Councilman Jeff Duncan's questions and clarified them, Councilwoman Jan Clark-Kraetz spoke up and explained that Mayor Tim Anderko has the legal authority to prepare a written argument for the ballot. She then asked Mayor Anderko if he'd prefer to prepare the written argument himself, or if the town council should all get together to jointly come together to prepare a written argument that would be placed on the ballot. Tim Anderko responded saying if the town council coordinated a written argument, the town council would have to have a formal meeting with regard to the matter. He explained that he would prefer to write the written argument that will go on the ballot himself, or with perhaps one other council member. The developer and owner of the property, Todd Lowell, he did get up and asked for the council to vote to have a special election. You can listen to Mr. Lowell's entire full statement at 26 minutes and 41 seconds into the video, linked on my website at lifeinnorcal.com. One thing to keep in the back of your mind, and perhaps one of the major benefits of a special election to vote on this referendum, is in the meeting it was discussed that how many workshops were held about the Village at Loomis development, and the vote will allow only registered voters of the town of Loomis to have a voice, because at the majority of the workshops, and in some cases more than 90% of those in favor of the village development, either were not a town of Loomis resident or they did not have a verifiable address if they included one. I reached out to town manager Sean Rebay to get a statement with regard to the referendum vote, and he said the following: "Sending this vote to the people is the right thing to do, considering the number of folks who took the time out of their days to sign the referendum petition. It's important potential voters take the time to fully educate themselves on the project before they cast their ballot, either for or against. My job as town manager is to simply present information, not advocate for or against the referendum. To that end, the town has created a new tab on our webpage, on the homepage of the website, that has information on the project with all of the documents linked to it. There is also a calendar of key dates relating to the June 18th special election. We will also be preparing a FAQ section as well." I'll be sure to post town manager Sean Rebay's full statement on my website at lifeinnorcal.com. Go check it out. Thank you again for watching Life in NorCal Small Town News Update. To stay updated on your local community news here in Loomis, Penryn, Newcastle, and Ophir, like my Facebook page at Life in NorCal, or you can always log on to my website, lifeinnorcal.com, under the local news section. Thanks so much, and let me know if you have any questions. Bye, guys.